Have you ever wondered who pays the real estate commissions in Dubai? As we dive into the world of real estate, one term you'll frequently come across is commissions. But what exactly are these commissions? Well, they're essentially a percentage of the sale price of a property. Now you might ask, why is there a commission in the first place? To put it simply, real estate transactions can be quite complex. You have property evaluations, legal paperwork, negotiations, and much more. This is where real estate agents come in, offering their expertise and services to streamline the process and ensure everything runs smoothly. For their efforts, they receive a commission, a slice of the property's sale price. This concept is prevalent in many markets across the globe, including the bustling real estate scene of Dubai. But this brings us to an interesting question. So, who exactly is responsible for paying these commissions in Dubai? In Dubai, the real estate commission is usually paid by the seller. Now this might make you wonder why the seller bears this cost. Well, the simple answer is that the commission is considered a part of the cost of selling the property. The seller hires a real estate agent to market the property, find a buyer, and handle the transaction's nitty-gritty details. For these services, the seller pays a commission, which is typically a percentage of the property's final selling price. But let's not forget, there are exceptions to every rule. While it's primarily the seller who pays the commission, there are instances where the buyer might also be held accountable for a portion of this cost. This scenario is particularly common in new construction sales. The developers or builders often include the commission fee in the property's price, which the buyer pays indirectly. So, while it's the norm for the seller to pay the commission, the buyer isn't always off the hook. This practice allows the cost of the commission to be shared, making it a bit easier on everyone's wallet. It's a fascinating aspect of the real estate world, isn't it? But what happens when the buyer and seller are both involved in paying the commission? Well, the answer to that question leads us to our next segment. So, stay tuned to find out more about the intriguing world of real estate commissions in Dubai. Sometimes, both the buyer and the seller contribute to the commission. Now, this may seem a bit puzzling at first, but allow me to break it down. Picture a scenario where the buyer is not represented by an agent. In such instances, the seller's agent often steps into the fray wearing two hats, so to speak, and facilitates the entire transaction. This dual role means that the agent is essentially working for both parties, and the commission is typically split between the buyer and the seller. It's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? This process ensures that both parties are represented, and the transaction can proceed smoothly without any hitches. However, do remember, this is not always the case. The specifics of who pays what can vary greatly, depending on the deal at hand and the negotiation skills of the parties involved. Now that we understand who pays the commission, let's delve into how much this commission usually is. The commission in Dubai's real estate market typically ranges between 2 and 5% of the property's sale price. Delving deeper into this, the exact percentage is determined by several factors. The first factor is the property's location. Prime locations, such as those close to the city centre or with a beach view, can command higher commissions. This is because these properties tend to be more desirable and can sell at higher prices, making the commission proportionately more substantial. The second factor is the agent's experience. Seasoned agents with years of experience in the industry and a proven track record of successful sales may charge higher commissions. Their expertise and knowledge of the market can often justify this increased cost. The complexity of the transaction is another factor that can influence the commission percentage. For instance, transactions involving high-end properties or properties with legal issues can be more complex, and thus command a higher commission. It's also worth noting that in some cases the commission can be negotiated. This usually happens when the seller has a strong relationship with the agent, or when the property is expected to sell quickly and without complications. So, while the commission in Dubai's real estate market typically ranges between 2 and 5%, the exact amount can vary based on these factors. Now you know who pays the real estate commissions in Dubai and how much these commissions usually are. So, we've covered quite a bit about real estate commissions in Dubai. Let's tie it all together. We've learned about the concept of commissions, the importance they play in the real estate market, and the fact that it's typically the seller who foots the bill. We've also delved into how these commissions can be split between various parties, and that they usually hover around 2%. Hopefully you now have a better understanding of who pays the real estate commissions in Dubai. Thanks for watching.